If you're not aware already, the Bidoof Cup is happening tomorrow, July 1st, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. local time. We got this big old Bidoof event going on. I mean, we've had a Bidoof event going on, but this time it's a little bit different. Now, when you catch Bidoof, during that time period I just stated, July 1st, you catch Bidoofs and they have Super Power. Can Bidoof evolve into Bibarel with Super Power? No, it does not appear, according to the official announcement I have here, that it will evolve with Super Power. So only Bidoof has Super Power. So why do we care? Well, there's a Bidoof Cup going on as well during this time where you can only use 500 CP or less iterations of Bidoof. So it's like the Element Cup, but Bidoof only. And Super Power Bidoof is obviously the way you're going to win because it's a super effective hit with Bidoof there. Now, you may be curious, what about the Shadow Bidoofs? The Shadow Bidoofs will not have Super Power either, because another stipulation of this is that TMs, using a Charged TM or an Elite TM on a Bidoof during this event will not give it Super Power. Only caught Bidoofs will have Super Power. So if you catch a Shadow Bidoof, it has Frustration. If you unlock a secondary charge move, that charge move wasn't created on the catch. It was a second charge move that you made, so it will not have Super Power. It's basically like a community day for Super Power for Bidoof only. It sounds really freaking dumb, but there is a Bidoof Cup. So if you have the knowledge to get ahead in the Bidoof Cup, then there are some sweet, sweet Stardust gains and ELO gains there for you, ripe for the taking. And of course, in this video, I'm going to let you guys know how you can possibly get ahead in the Bidoof Cup should you want to invest. Now, how much will it cost for you to use a full team of Bidoofs for the Bidoof Cup? You could get away with just using Super Power Bidoof, so that is one aspect to it. And if you want to 2-move it, it's only 10k Stardust, so you probably will make that Stardust back during the Bidoof Cup time there. So it's up to you if you want to use it. It's up to you if you want to invest in it. And if you do want to get ahead, well, then follow my basic tips here. So let's talk about Bidoof. First thing I imagine a lot of you want to know is Bidoof IVs. Are there any Bidoof IV spreads I should strive for? Well, for your Bidoof, you're going to want to have at least a 58.6 defense stat so you can avoid Shadow Bidoof's tackle breakpoint. A 62 defense stat or higher can help you avoid that breakpoint altogether. Really attack weighted Shadow tackle Bidoofs can still hit you if you have 58.6 defense. So 62 defense is like the hard cutoff. You completely avoid the Shadow tackle there. Why do you want to avoid Shadow tackle? Because Shadow tackle can take you out in the one shield situation, just straight tackle. So you might want to avoid that, right? To that end, if you are using a Shadow tackle Bidoof, you're going to have as much attack weight on it as possible, but when it comes to the tackle v tackle mirror, you're going to have as much HP as possible, so good luck figuring that out. When it comes to the Bidoof Movesets, generally the takedown Bidoof is going to be the better Bidoof because it has the better energy gains, which means you can get to those OHKOing superpowers that much more quickly. For a secondary charge move, if you want to spend the 10k Stardust to 2-move a Bidoof for this particular cup, you'll want to go, in my opinion, I'm saying Hyper Fang. I know Hyper Fang's 50 energy and Crunch is 45 energy, so Crunch is a better, bait move in that respect because it costs 5 less energy, but Crunch has less opportunities to KO already weakened Bidoofs or post-super-powered Bidoofs than what Hyper Fang does, and the whole reason why you'd want to KO with one of these moves is so you preserve your own attack and defense stats for the next Bidoofs that you'll be fighting. It's a whole dang thing, man. It's a whole thing. But at the end of the day, from what I've researched here, I feel like the benefit that you have for being able to KO with Hyper Fang outweighs the potential benefit of baiting with Crunch. And then to add to that, every single takedown you use is 8 energy, and it's only a 5 energy difference. So more often than not, it won't even be a single fast move difference. More often than not, it's going to land on the same beat anyways. So just go with Hyper Fang. I know there's tons of you out there that just won't believe me, and you're going to be like, no, Ryan Swag, Crunch has the lower energy, bruh. And you're going to go with Crunch anyways, so do what you're going to do. Swagman says Hyper Fang. So if takedown is so good, why would you want to go with tackle Bidoof? Well, tackle does better fast move damage, and given different circumstances, you can just KO stuff down with tackle. You also have the potential to fast move KO already weakened Bidoofs with tackle before they reach a charge move, which can help you make up for that energy for an energy lead later. And then also tackle damage can poise a clean Bidoof to get OH KO'd by a fresh superpower there. So there are reasons to go with the tackle. I think for most players, you'll do best just going with 3 takedown Bidoofs and just roll with it. But if you are trying to be big brain, well then you can make use of a tackle and a shadow tackle Bidoof. Why would you want to go with shadow tackle? Well, shadow tackle can beat the takedown Bidoof in the one shield situation, just straight tackle, so then you got energy banked up. What are you going to do with that energy? You don't have superpower. Well, your Hyper Fang does deal a lot of damage because you are a shadow Bidoof, so you could get some benefit there. And then also your tackle damage does more damage, so if you're trying to like snipe KO stuff by using fast move damage before they reach their next superpower there, well then the potential is a bit higher with the shadow Bidoof. Just keep in mind that shadow Bidoof cannot learn superpower. According to the information I have now, we could wake up tomorrow and the information could be lies. And then I'm going to look like the bad guy who's lying to you. But the information provided says that we cannot get superpower on Shadow Bidoof during this event. So that's all I'm saying there. So Shadow Bidoof does have its advantages because of the fast move farm down, but it also has its weaknesses because it doesn't have superpower. So you might be sitting back and wondering, Ryan Swag, if it's just takedown superpower, shouldn't I just go with an attack weighted Bidoof so I can, get CMP and just crush them? Well, if you go with an attack weighted Bidoof like that, you open yourself up to the Shadow Tackle breakpoint for 1. You also open yourself up to takedown breakpoints for 2. And then for 3, CMP doesn't appear to matter all that much in this Bidoof Cup here because of the tactics that will be in place to help you get ahead in the Bidoof Cup. So without further ado, let's get into the tactics portion of this video. If you're leading with takedown Bidoof and they're also leading with takedown Bidoof, how do you know that it's takedown Bidoof? Because you're attacking a little bit more slowly. They'll actually be attacking on pace with you for 1. Tackle is faster. And then takedown has this like white ball animation where it's like shwoo, shwoo, where tackle is like whoosh, whoosh, and there's like this kind of like whoosh around them. You're throwing a white ball. They're going swoosh. So if it's takedown, they're on pace with you and they're throwing a white ball. Well, if it's takedown v takedown, this is going to sound crazy. You want to try to swap catch their superpower. So charge up the superpower and immediately swap, hoping that they throw superpower. If they throw superpower, shield your newly swapped in Bidoof from that superpower. That's the good idea. Why do you want to do that? Because now you have a banked superpower on a non-debuffed Bidoof. So from there, if they stay in, try to KO using Hyper Fang, knowing that your Hyper Fang will KO, and their second superpower can't KO you. So when they reach their second superpower, you can just body tank that. It ain't no thing to you. You can tank that superpower. If they swap out, then throw superpower on their new Bidoof to try to get that shield back, and then let their superpower KO you. Then you use your fresh Bidoof to finish them off, and then your fresh Bidoof loses to their fresh Bidoof, and then in the end game, you'll be either up a shield, or you will be even shields with that charge move banked, which can put you ahead. Now, scenario 2. You're a takedown Bidoof, and you're up against any sort of tackle Bidoof. What you're going to want to do is throw superpower, maybe not right away, maybe do like an extra fast move or 2 before throwing superpower, so you get a little bit more of an energy lead on the future Bidoofs. At any rate, you're going to want to throw superpower and then swap out to a fresh takedown Bidoof. If they stay in, shield their superpower or whatever charge move they're using, and then try to KO them with Hyper Fang. If they shield the Hyper Fang and stay in, shield their superpower and then farm up a bit, throwing the KOing Hyper Fang. If they do swap out, then you have the energy lead and shield advantage on the next Bidoof and try to carry that to the end game, knowing that they likely have a superpower banked. And then for the final scenario, if you're tackle, hope that they stay in so you can do the 2 shield farm down and then swap out on their fresh Bidoof after you throw your first superpower. That way you have another superpower banked, and then they're up a shield, but now you got the fresh Bidoof, and then you try to carry that energy advantage that you have to the end game, knowing that you can tackle snipe things down. Now, if they do swap out as per above, so if you're the takedown, you know, I said swap out after throwing superpower. So if they throw superpower and they swap out, you're going to want to shield that superpower and then let 3 to 4 takedowns happen. It's harder to count tackles, so the new Bidoof uses 3 to 4 takedowns. After that happens, throw your superpower and then swap to your own takedown Bidoof. They're very likely going to shield that superpower or they're going to get OHKO'd like a chump. So you swap to your own new takedown Bidoof, and the way things are, your superpower will now be able to OHKO them, whether they try to bank it up or not. So yeah, and then with that, you're also up energy for later on in the match as well, so try to carry that to victory there. Oh yeah, and then I guess final extra scenario, Shadow Bidoof. Even though Shadow Bidoof does have the full farm down, you know, the 1 shield farm down in the lead slot, I feel like Shadow Bidoof works a lot better up a shield in the end game. So if you are using Shadow Bidoof, I'd say try to use it with tackle in the back and then try to maintain a shield for it in the end game there so you can full tackle farm things down and then let her rip from there. Now, will this Bidoof advice win you every single battle in the Bidoof Cup? I have no way of knowing that because this cup is crazy, man. I mean, trying to figure out the best strategy for this cup is nuts because it's all about energy and shield management and trying not to get farmed down because there is no swap advantage. Swap advantage, all the matchups are Bidoof. So what you want to do is try to make sure you've got more energy or more shields than the other Bidoofs to try to pull ahead. So by using these tactics, hopefully you can be put into a position where you have more shields or more energy in the end game. And big thing to remember as well is no matter what happens, it's usually better to swap out your weakened Bidoof rather than let it get farmed down, and then maybe that weakened Bidoof can be a third shield for you in the end game as well. So that's another element to all this that can flip matchups as well. So just employ all the tactics you learned over the years and maybe learn the counts to superpower on Bidoof. Man, good luck to all of you who want to participate in the Bidoof Cup. If you got any questions on this content, of course, comment below, let me know what's up, and I'll try to help you out. And if you enjoyed this kind of content, you want to see more like it, well, make sure to subscribe to SwagTips. I'd also like to give a special shout out to these Patreon supporters. If you want to support the Swagman on Patreon, link in the description.